Welcome back, guys. We are just about to start or continue on the Chinese Empire campaign, but before we do, I'm just in custom battle at the moment, and I think I've figured out a way how to bypass the speed bug. Not completely bypass it, but alleviate the symptoms to a degree. So, if you set a ship to follow on the back of your battle line, then whenever a ship takes enough damage to need to retreat, instead of it retreating to the back of the battle line, it'll retreat to the back of the follow line automatically. So you don't have to detach all of the ships every time they take damage, it does it for you. And this way, you're able to then change the speed back up to full. So you'll still take the speed penalties as you start taking damage on ships. Even if it's not the lead ship, it'll still keep knocking it down. But then once it gets to a point around about 2/3, I think, where the ship wants to retreat, it'll detach itself and then it'll let you just turn the speed back up to full. If it doesn't detach, obviously you can't change the speed back up again. So having a ship on the back, it's set to follow, seems to be the fix for this bug. So we're going to test it out. Once I've confirmed that it does actually work, then we'll jump back into the Chinese Empire campaign. So, in the Chinese Empire campaign, because battleships are just terrible with this new formation system, because I can't control them properly, I've decided I'm just going to scrap them all and just build torpedo boats instead. I wanted to mothball them, but the devs have put in a system where it's impossible to mothball ships anymore. I don't know whether they did it on purpose or by accident, but basically, if you try to mothball a ship now, it'll automatically self-repair and then just recrew within 2 months, I think it is. Might be based on the ship size. So yeah, you can't mothball ships anymore. So your only option, if you don't want them for the time being, is to scrap them and rebuild them again in the future. So because I was only building them to provoke a war with the power projection, I'm not bothered about scrapping them. I didn't actually want to use them in the first place. But it does mean that if I want to provoke another war in the future, I'm going to have to rebuild a load of them just to start a war, which is rather annoying, but it is what it is. I could have kept a handful, but it seems like they've turned the power projection requirements up really high in this latest update. As you can see here, one of the ships took damage and then retreated back to the follow line, detached itself without me having to do anything. It reduced the speed of this division, but now obviously we can turn the speed back up again. So setting a ship to the back on follow seems to be the fix. So I think that's test confirmed. And although it still knocks your speed down when you start taking damage, like on this one it's knocked my speed down to 29, at least it doesn't knock it down to the point where you have to start detaching yourself. Obviously this ship at the back now has been destroyed, so I'm going to have to manually detach one. You can just hit apostrophe twice to detach a ship quickly, and then set him to follow. Now we've got a ship on follow, they'll now automatically detach. You can obviously manually detach these ships that are damaged. There's obviously no harm in doing that. It's just if things are hectic in a battle, you might not have the time to do it. So as you saw here, this ship took enough damage to need to retreat. He's retreated back to the follow line, which then lets me turn the speed back up on the main battle line. Okay, test complete. I'm quite happy. Well, say happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy that they've implemented that, but I'm happy that we've at least come to some system where we can actually combat it to a degree. So let's jump back in. with the Chinese Empire campaign. Well, it's not Chinese Empire anymore, it's just China, because we had a national revolution. Right then. I think I've got 1 month to go before all of these ships are built. They're going to have to take another month to recommission, I think, as well. I got induced boilers on the tech, so I've managed to put induced boilers on, remove one of the funnels, and it's given me 122 engine efficiency. So I probably don't need to research forced boilers. I think induced is probably plenty. So I could just take the priority off now. But I might just keep it on. Boilers have got a terrible research time to get anything. It's the worst out of all of them, unless they've updated it without anybody noticing. So I need 1 more on torpedo propulsion. I want 1 more on. I want triple tubes on the torpedo tubes, and then after this, I'm going to go into rangefinders and not sure. Gun layout. That's what I need. Gun layout's important to be able to get 6 turrets on your ship, or 4 turrets maybe. So we've only got 3 centerline mounts for large guns at the moment, and we want 4. You also get, I think it might be turret mechanisms actually, that gives you multiple barrels. Yeah, I wonder what the other... Oh, barbettes, of course. So gun layout you need to do for the centerline mounts and for the barbettes. And then turret mechanisms you need to do for double barrel and triple barrel tech. So they're the next 2 that are important, I reckon. So let's take this off boilers, put it onto gun layout, and then when one of these comes off, we'll put that onto turret mechanisms. Explosives and shells are both really good, so I think I'll do them 4 afterwards. Obviously I've only got 3 priorities, so I'll have to decide which of the 2 I want to go into. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's see if we can get some torpedo boat action going. I think I might just... I've ordered 100 of these torpedo boats, but they do die very, very quickly. So I think I'm just going to order another 100. So if you're ever wondering how to get new tech on an old design without having to redesign completely, you go on to view, and you don't press copy, which is what you assume we would do. You actually press refit, which will then give you access to the new technologies. You refit the ship out, save it, then copy the ship once you've done the refit. So you're not actually intending on using the refit, but the copy of the refit is the one that you can then build. So it's a palaver, it's a terrible system, but the devs aren't going to change it. They've got more important things to do, and that's how you end up with a separate class of ship that's identical, which would then let you build the ship, because you can't build refitted ships. Okay. Are these commissioning? Yeah. Well, it's only a small battle because we haven't set them into task fleets. So when they're just in your port, it auto-generates battles, which is why you get these small battles. If you want to avoid small battles, you have to set all of your ships that are in port to a task fleet. That's how you generate large battles. But we may as well do it, a little bit of practice. Get my eye in, ready for a large encounter. So this is the way that I used to play with all of my ships, not just with torpedo boats, but obviously with the new systems in place, it's not an option anymore. So what you'll find, if any ship gets damaged, even in the follow lines, all of them reduce the speed. Now if you take them out of follow lines, but you have multiple selected, it also reduces the speed. Even though they're not in the same division, you've just got them selected. It counts them as being in the same division because you've got them selected, and it automatically changes the speed. So they've basically made the game 10 times harder to actually control. But we'll get around it. So you've got to make sure that the ship behind the one that's getting shot at is not in the same division, and you haven't got it selected. That way, if the front ship takes damage, it doesn't affect the rear ship. So like here, because this one's getting shot at, I've actually come in far too close. It doesn't matter. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. As you can see, torpedo boats a million times easier than battleships. You might lose a load of them, but you'll sink more than you lose. Battleships in the beginning of the game are just absolutely terrible. Until you get rangefinders, they're just not even worth using, in my opinion. Okay, before I carry on, I want to set all of these to a port. So let's, I don't know, Port Arthur maybe? That'll do. I think I've put all these down in Margong. Right. Is that the ghost ship bug, or is that correct? 100 torpedo boats. Torpedo boats are 400, so 10 is 4,000. No, that's correct. That's correct. I thought it might have been the ghost ship bug, but from when I deleted the ships, but I think it's okay. Right. That is 26 plus 5. So I'm going to struggle with torpedo boats, enemy torpedo boats, because I've not really got any guns on here. So that's going to be my major weakness. But if we just ignore the torpedo boats and just concentrate on sinking the armoured cruisers or the light cruisers, then we'll end up with loads of victory points. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to completely ignore them. So I'm going to send them out in groups of 30. Hopefully these two don't combine here. That would be rather annoying if they did. Let's tell them to go over there instead. And let's get sinking some Japanese ships. I mean, I don't really need the money. I'm going to end up with a ridiculous amount of money in the end. Right, let's get sinking some ships. There is a bug in the game. If you attach ships, they can get a speed bug, so I'm gonna break them up manually to make sure I don't encounter the bug. Turn everybody's torpedoes off. The enemy are to the northeast, send them in that direction, and looks like here's the lead ship. Off we go! So as soon as this ship gets shot, all of the other ships are going to slow down. Unfortunately, because I've got avoid ships turned on. There still isn't an... Oh, shit. There still isn't an option to turn avoid ships off on everybody, which is rather annoying. How they haven't given us an option to turn that off is just beyond me. Okay, so fire the torpedoes and just retreat. Anytime you want, mate. Anytime you want. No, need to get a bit closer. Fair enough. There we go, he's fired him now. He's fired his. Ah, good. I didn't want to waste any more torpedoes on him. See if I can get a bit closer with this one. Perfect execution. So I can get him to turn, then fire it with this one. Oops, didn't mean to turn that way. My bad. Still got loads more to use. So much faster than using battleships. I don't know how he missed that torpedo. I didn't. Oh, he hit me with that second one though. So yeah, I definitely recommend having your torpedoes turned off until you're actually ready to use them. I didn't quite turn them on fast enough then, but it's no big deal. Right then, where are the rest of the enemies? Looks like we've spotted them. It's not a good place for them. Yeah, it was a bit awkward having to dodge that torpedo. Same again. Executed nicely though. Looks like he's fired all of his torpedoes off. That's not great. I don't know where they're heading. Got these here as well. They're heading towards my line. It's a little bit dangerous, but hopefully they detonate before they reach me. So yeah, I always try and go behind the ship with the first ship, and then come on the other side. Then try and get them to turn with the first ship, and then finish them off with the second. Doesn't always work, but it does seem to have pretty decent success rate. And there we go. Our first torpedo fleet engagement. Very fun. And that's how you get a ridiculous amount of victory points without risking losing any. Oh dear. And it's also much more fun to use torpedo boats than it is to use battleships, in my opinion. Much more fun. Right, looks like we've got some more victims to take advantage of. I just thought, ammunition, like torpedoes and such, doesn't get refilled unless you go back to port now. But I don't actually know if you can see your ammunition for the ships that have been in combat. I don't think you can. So it's impossible to tell which of the task fleets have been in combat and need to retreat, which is going to be very, very annoying when using multiple task fleets to know which ones actually need to return to port. Don't understand where the AI button's trying to send me. Clearly trying to retreat. Interesting, where the hell are they? They must be around here. Yeah, it look like they're directly in front of me now. This is when things are going to get real messy, because the entire fleet is going to slow down if one of them takes damage. This is why this is such a big problem. Because it's not easy to then get them to speed back up again. I think I'm just going to have to ignore them and fix the problem later on. I particularly want to send more. Good. Good, good. Well, not great trading torpedoes, but... I'm gonna tell these to turn the torpedoes on. Well, looks like we've absolutely wrecked them. That's a shame. Lucky. Lucky boy. Trying to avoid these torpedoes, but it's not going to work. It might do. It might do. There we go. Damn it. See that one. That's then going to slow down the entire line. It didn't. Interesting. Right then. Another 8 ships down. Nice and easy. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Ammo. So there is a way to tell how much ammo they've got. But look at this. Right in the way. That's so annoying. Right, so this is the fleet that used most of their ammo. So I think I'm going to send this one back. See if I can get him resupplied. And then the rest of them returned here. So I think you might have to wait one turn to resupply the ammo, I don't actually know. So let's find out. Yeah, so it looks like they've all resupplied the ammo. So they can all come back out again. Looks like they're all hiding up here. Did he so hard to select the ports without zooming in. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. Right then, they've moved their ships back down here. Somehow we didn't encounter them. I want to take out these battleships. That would be very nice. Right, why is he not going in the port? What is going on here? Why have I got one ship that's... Looks like a bug to me. Well, it looks like all of the ammo is refilled here. Let's bring him out. No battleships again. It's a bit annoying. If you click retreat, it sends you the opposite direction of where the closest enemy is. So it's a little bit of an exploit there, being able to pinpoint which direction to go. Doesn't always work because obviously the enemy can be spread out a bit, but works virtually every time. So I'm just firing them early at the moment because there's so many enemy ships that even if I miss, I've got a chance of hitting different ones. And because there's so many enemy shells coming in, it's going to be difficult to get close to them without getting sunk. Not quite. I'm going to have to send another one in. Come on, why aren't you firing your torpedoes? Oh, is it because easier? Got him with a couple. Him down. Hopefully that'll take him out. Just sinking him left, right and centre. I think I'll come back and deal with him later once I've finished this one off. Well, pretty flawless so far. 106,000 versus 3,000 damage. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Well, I don't think it'll be too long until they sue for peace. Just on cue. I think I'm going to fight to the end, see if I can do a bit more damage. Don't think I need to do anything. No, nothing needs doing. I mean, I don't need the money, but I also don't care about the other penalties. Interesting, no battleships and no torpedo boats again. It's very strange. He's proving to be a bit annoying to take out. Well, that was a bit of a slaughter. Wonder where the rest of them are. That direction, apparently. I almost feel cruel. Apparently the last one is in this direction. We can see him there, that's kind of him. Well, yes, that was cruel. So much easier and more fun than battleships. Where the hell have the rest of them gone to? They've all gone to Margong, right, fair enough. Gonna have to wait a turn for them to resupply. Just gonna keep fighting till the end until the government decides to sign it for me. Hey, we finally get a chance to take out a battleship. Well, there goes the battleship. He doesn't want to fire his torpedoes for some reason. Has he changed target? That will be why then. That was a bit annoying. No problem. Oh, didn't quite get the salvo required. Yeah, sunk. Happy days. This isn't particularly a great angle, but I'll fire him anyway. I thought that would be enough to finish him off, but clearly not. Have to come around again. Well, that definitely put a nail in his coffin. Three duds. Not quite enough. Trading torpedoes. I'll get the better of that though. Almost clicked end battle for a second there instead of ×5. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more ships left. Oh, am I really going to have to waste a load of torpedoes finishing them off? Nope, I am not. Okay. Got one over there. So we've got 5 torpedo loads left. Well, should we leave one left to tell the tale of how they got absolutely massacred? Why not? Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Well, apparently they've still got 3 battleships, 17 armoured cruisers, 29 light cruisers, so they've still got loads of ships left. I haven't lost a single torpedo boat during all that. That's crazy. But I think this episode's gone on fairly long, so I think we'll call it a day for this one. And then it shouldn't be long until the Japanese capitulate, and we'll see if we can take any stuff off them. So cheers for watching, take care, I'll see you soon.